single vehicle collision, actually went up off of Hawthorne Boulevard onto the hill. They actually had to use the jaws of life to get the driver, later identified as Tiger Woods, out of that vehicle. Now, he has been taken to an area hospital right now. The details of his condition right now is unclear, but looking at the damage there of this vehicle, you can see the airbags were deployed. No doubt this vehicle was traveling at a high rate of speed right now. Again, the investigation is underway, and we're looking at the damage sustained by that vehicle here right off of Hawthorne Boulevard. Yeah, let me pull up our map overlay system here so you can see. That's Hawthorne Boulevard to the bottom of the screen. Those are the northbound lanes, and then on the top is the southbound lanes of Hawthorne Boulevard. This is just south, I think it's of a horseshoe or a horse trail road, something of that nature. But the vehicle was traveling southbound actually, traveling, I believe it was traveling southbound here, or northbound. We're hearing it was northbound. If that's the case, here's northbound traffic coming at us. That means the vehicle had to cross over the southbound lanes and then go up into the hills right here. And obviously, we're not saying exactly what happened, but we are looking at the damage of the vehicle, and it's seriously, with a serious damage there sustained. It looks like that vehicle may have been traveling at a relatively high rate of speed. We're not saying that's exactly what he did, but you just look at that vehicle and literally broke apart there. A lot of vehicle parts scattered across the lanes, and for all those airbags to be deployed, they had to sustain some serious G-force there when it hit this hill. Yeah, and Carolyn, it looks like actually they probably had to extricate Tiger Woods there from the windshield, because the angle we're looking at, this is the rear of the vehicle. So the top of the vehicle, that is the passenger side, which means the driver's side is facing down. So obviously LA County Fire had to come in there and use the jaws of life and probably cut off part of that roof, and were able to get him out via that roof and part of the front windshield. We're moving News Chopper 4 Alpha around right now. Our pilot Derek Bell is getting us this great shot, and you can see, let me give you this shot right there. That's probably where they had to get him out to break through that windshield in order to safely get Tiger Woods out of this horrible accident. Again, if you're just tuning in, this crash happened earlier this morning along Hawthorne Boulevard. Vehicle traveling northbound Hawthorne Boulevard, crossed over lanes, went up a hill. Tiger Woods sustained injuries, taken to a hospital right now. He was the only occupant in this vehicle, and the extent of injuries right now are unclear. Yeah, and Caroline, you can also see from the front of the vehicle, that probably took the brunt of the damage. So it may have hit a tree, that's what I'm assuming, or a light pole, but you can see almost obliterated the front end of this vehicle. We're not sure exactly as to what kind of vehicle. I want to say it looks like possibly a Bentley, just because of one of the designs that I see, or a Maserati or something of that. But we do know, vehicle again traveling northbound on Hawthorne Boulevard. I'm going to pull up the map overlay system. There's Hawthorne Boulevard. Vehicle traveling northbound, which means it's coming away from the Pacific Palisades area. Something obviously happened where the driver lost control. The driver later identified as Tiger Woods. Vehicle slammed up the hill. You can see several parts of that vehicle just ripped apart. When fire crews got up on scene, they had to use the jaws of life to get the driver out, again later identified as Tiger Woods, who has since been taken to a hospital. Yeah, we don't have any indication now, but most likely there were other people there. I'm assuming, again, can't assume, but Hawthorne Boulevard during the morning is a heavily traveled road, so most likely somebody did witness it, and if there were witnesses, deputies obviously want to talk to you, if not, if they have already interviewed people. But this accident happened during the morning commute when this collision occurred here. Single vehicle collision. The cause of the crash is unclear, but you can see the damage to this vehicle, and fortunately the driver, Tiger Woods, was able to be rescued from this vehicle and taken to an area hospital. It is. It's not too far away, and he is at that hospital right now. They are not releasing the condition of Tiger Woods right now, but just looking at that vehicle, the fact that he was able to get out just shows how lucky he is. Yeah, right over there, Carolyn. Looks like that's probably where a tree was. A tree was just knocked down or obliterated through those the bushy area over there. Again, this is just off of Hawthorne Boulevard. Pulling up the map overlay, you can see Hawthorne Boulevard. Deputies are still on scene. The investigation underway. They do have Hawthorne Boulevard shut down both directions as the investigation continues. It's to the exact cause of the collision. All circumstances right now are being investigated as to what led up to this accident, but you can see this vehicle that's resting on top of the hill just off of Hawthorne Boulevard. This crash again happened a little after 7:30 this morning. We later learned that the driver of this vehicle, identified as Tiger Woods, being taken to UCLA Harbor Hospital. Hey, Derek, can I get the AC now? Yeah, thank you. Yes, go ahead, Caroline. You know, I don't see any debris on Hawthorne Boulevard, which shows in fact, my pilot's, there he is. Okay, there's some debris right there. Pilot just letting us know. So you can see investigators are on scene right now. In fact, that looks like a sign there. So yeah, so when this collision happened, he may have knocked down a sign, and you can see how they are using some spray paint. Really, they're marking where the debris and all that stuff is, and then they're going to obviously clean this road up, but they want to mark everything. This is all part of the investigation, and really what we know is the vehicle, we're being told, was was traveling northbound along Hawthorne Boulevard, and you can kind of start seeing the area right here. We believe that's where the sign was. Vehicle probably went right through the sign. This is the path that the vehicle has taken. You can see debris on the roadway there, and again, for Carolyn, you can see how far that sign is laying on the ground from originally where it was. So it had to be hit at a high rate of speed, and the vehicle continued beyond that up the hill. And really, Carolyn, considering it was the morning commute, a lot of traffic, we're really fortunate this what did not turn out to be more vehicles involved in a head-on collision. That was quite possible, considering he crossed over into the southbound lanes while traveling northbound along Hawthorne Boulevard. But this is where the vehicle came to rest. It looks like a very violent accident. I think that's safe to say, considering the damage sustained to this vehicle. I do see a logo on the side of the vehicle. Still not exactly sure. I know you were just talking about that earlier, but this SUV really loaded with airbags all around, and you can see evidence that those airbags, all of them were deployed, and that's probably one of the reasons why they were able to get Tiger Woods out of this accident alive. No, that's another thing. That's a very good observation, and that's another observation that law enforcement officers will be looking at here. Again, we're showing you Hawthorne Boulevard, continuing south or northbound on Hawthorne Boulevard, and putting up the map overlay here so you can kind of get a perspective of those lanes. No skid marks, and that's something that investigators do look for. And if there are skid marks, they're able to measure those and try to get at least an estimate of how fast the vehicle was going. And without that right now, they'll just have to use the other types of resources that they have in order to investigate the accident. But again, there's a lot of debris on the roadway here, evidence of maybe some gas or oil, showing that the vehicle started sustaining damage, went up the hill right over here, and narrowly missed this tree, but may have hit another tree, some bushes in the nature there. But as we move the helicopter around, you'll see where the vehicle came to rest. But a very serious crash had happened about 7:30 this morning here in the Palos Verdes area. Do you want to try to? Okay. Do you want to get that logo there? Do you think you want to get that? What do you think? Okay. Okay, whatever you think. My mic's going back on. Yeah, it says Genesis. getting jet wash. Okay, staying on past noon. Come on. When you can safely do it, could we get the other angle when we're on the other side of the street? If you can. Yeah, I guess shooting west, we were able to see the top of the car and see more of the damage. Yeah, we're looking at that. We're looking at that right now, Carolyn. We're repositioning the helicopter to give you another perspective here. Our pilot Derek Bell is getting us these shots here. This is again right off of Hawthorne Boulevard, but you can see the damage. That's the front of the vehicle. It's almost hard to tell where's the front and where's the back of the vehicle. That's the front of the vehicle. Apparently, that sustained most of the damage there, taking the brunt of the impact. Obviously, the vehicle hit a sign. We do see evidence of that along Hawthorne Boulevard, but as it made its way up the hill, it may have taken down a couple of small trees. Fortunately, it didn't strike a big tree like that. I think it would be a different story if it hit a bigger tree of something of that nature. But right now, you can see the damage there. A vehicle laying on its side, and it's laying on the driver's side. So the vehicle took a spin, rolled over, and that means that the firefighters had to extract the driver, later identified as Tiger Woods, from the windshield of that vehicle. They had to pull him out via that way and probably cut away part of the roof there, or no, you could just see there through the windshield. That's how they were able to get him out of the car, considering the driver's side is laying face down, and that is the passenger side face up right there, here with this vehicle on the side of the hill. This is perfect, thank you. Telemoto and NOC, I had the 450 turned down by mistake. Telemoto, I understand you may still be using our images. Just let me know. Rosa, I wasn't able to respond to you earlier, but I did copy your transmission about Telemoto using us. Hey, Derek, how long's their fuel situation so I can pass it along to them? Just be advised, 30 minutes. 30 minutes of fuel on scene. And then we can go and get fuel at a nearby airport. And Booth, we're good for 30 minutes on scene. 30 minutes on scene for fuel. Russell, you're going to have to repeat. I have to switch volumes and everything. Repeat your traffic, please. Telemundo, let me know when we're hot. Let me know when we're hot. We're still simulcasting, so let me know what I can do for you guys. I've got the 450 turned up. Okay, copy that. 4 minutes. 4 minutes, Telemundo. Thank you.